Good morning to Dr. Leo Choping. Our group is going to present the topic on standard heat of reaction and formation. These are our group member. Foundation of thermochemistry was from the experiment that created calorimeter, especially the ice calorimeter. These ice calorimeter was used by Pierre-Simon Laplace and Antoine Lavoisier in the winter of 1782 to 1783. The purpose of this experiment is to determine the heat involved in various calculations of chemical changes which based on Joseph Black's prior discovery of latent heat. Next, in 1840, Germain Hess has published the law of conservation of energy, which is Hess's law. The law states that during the complete course of a chemical reaction the total enthalpy change is the same whether the reaction is involved in several steps or in one step. Then, in 1858, Gustav Kirchhoff found that the variation of the heat of reaction is the difference in heat capacity between products and reactants. This shows the evaluation of the heat of reaction from one temperature to another by integrated it. Standard heat of formation can be defined as the enthalpy change associated with the formation of 1 mole of compound at a reference temperature and pressure which is 25 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere. Delta HF is the symbol of standard heat of formation. The equation for standard enthalpy change of formation is shown as below. When the heat of formation of an element is in its standard state in the most stable form, it can be defined as zero. Example of such elements are iron, bromine and oxygen. Next, enthalpies of formation are often difficult to measure directly. Thus, it can be calculated by measuring the enthalpy changes in a series of related reactions by applying Hess's law. Since enthalpy is a state function, the enthalpy change is the same whether the reaction takes place in one step or in a series of steps. Standard heat of reaction can be defined as enthalpy difference when the stoichiometric quantities of reactants at a specified temperature and pressure reacts completely and the products are at the same temperature and pressure. There are two symbols of standard heat of reaction. This is the equation used to calculate the standard enthalpy of reaction. Other than that, standard heat of reaction can also measured in constant pressure calorimeter. The heat absorbed or released by the system is determined by measuring the temperature change of the surrounding. The heat of reaction is equal to the negative value of the sum of heat of solution and the heat of calorimeter. But the heat gained by the calorimeter can be assumed negligible. Thus, heat of reaction is derived. Exothermic and endothermic reaction can be determined from the sign of value standard heat of reaction. This 3D model shows the formation of ethanol that involves the heat of formation. Let us solve this example using MATLAB. Thank you.